Laker fans, how we doing? This is the best time of year, the night before the National Basketball Association gets underway officially. Got a doubleheader tomorrow night with the Knicks traveling to Boston to take on the Celtics. The Jalen Brunson got his new running mates, obviously with Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns. That one's going to be fun. Hopefully the Knicks can spoil banner night for the Celtics, and then Timberwolves coming to LA. Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, LeBron. It's just stars everywhere. And Minnesota's going to be interesting too, because in that Karl Anthony Towns trade, where the Knicks got Towns, they got back Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, first round draft picks. So they're new look, and it's going to be fun. Just can't wait the basketball's back. That's just the main thing. And our Lakers get to be the night game on opening night, of course. So I'm going to talk about three things today. I'm going to talk about the 9-man rotation that JJ Redick has said he wants to have a 9-man rotation. So 4 spots are up for grabs. He's named the starters. We're going to get into that in a minute. We're going to talk about ESPN's power rankings. Those came out today, kind of a preview of every team for the year. I'll tell you where the Lakers came in and how I feel about that. And Minnesota preview. Get a quick look at them and kind of what makes them tick and how the Lakers can exploit them tomorrow night. So heading in, 9-man rotation. This is, I think, the most exciting thing tomorrow night is we all know that the bench was, frankly, atrocious last year. Let's just keep it how it is. The bench was terrible. They offer nothing for the Lakers. It was really just the starting 5. And it's really a testament to how good the starting 5 of the Lakers was last year and how far they carried because they had to carry so much. Stat from ESPN, D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, LeBron, AD, who obviously will be the starters this year, played 389 minutes together last year and then at 116 efficiency rating. That ranked 10th among 21 5-man lineups that played 300-plus minutes together last year. So it goes to show you. I mean, this team, when they're on the floor, the starters produce. Obviously, health has been a big thing recently with LeBron and AD. LeBron played in 71 games last year. Anthony Davis played in a career-high 76 games. They played in 66 games together, the most since they've been together on the Lakers. One thing that JJ Redick talked about that Lakers need to get better at is the transition defense. That was pretty bad last year. Even with the starters, they allowed 1.36 points per possession in transition, which is 19th among 25-man lineups to defend 100-plus transition possessions. So that'll be something for them to work on. In the 4 after them, it's going to be interesting to see who earns those spots. Has Redick determined those already? Or is he going to play 10 to 11 tomorrow, maybe for the first week, to try to kind of whittle it down and see who earns them? Options for the bench, obviously Jalen Hood-Schifino, Jared Vanderbilt, Dalton Knecht, Cam Reddish, Gabe Vincent, Bronny, Christian Coloco, Jackson Hayes, Max Christie, Maxwell Lewis, Christian Wood, Olivari, and Traore. Coloco, Vanderbilt are hurt right now. Vanderbilt, we know, will be playing when he comes back. He has a chance to start. That'll be interesting to see when he does come back, if he takes over Rui's spot. Kind of depend on how much Rui's scoring, because Vanderbilt, we know what he adds defensively. Coloco, I think, will get some minutes when he comes back, but he's dealing with a blood clot and still recovering from that. Bronny, I don't think will get a lot of time, nor should he. We're going to see tomorrow if they do the whole father-son thing. I know that the Griffeys are there, Ken Griffey Sr. and Jr. They made a big deal about that on ESPN today. So we'll see if Redick puts him in. I don't know how I feel about that, because I like the Lakers to win tomorrow. I know all the fans would too. I don't know if putting Bronny on the floor right now does that. Jalen Hood-Schifino, I don't think will be in the rotation. He's probably got to earn it. He hasn't shown a ton in the preseason to determine that he deserves time. Again, still high upside, got all the tools from Indiana. Kind of what you look for in a point guard, got all the measurables. Hasn't really shown that yet. Dalton Knecht, outstanding, 35 points last week in the one game against the Warriors, or the Suns, excuse me, and was phenomenal. I think he's definitely earned some looks. I think he was going to get looks anyway. Had he not played this well in the preseason, I wonder if they would have brought him along a little slower, if they would have not, kind of try to get a month into the year and kind of increase minutes gradually. Knecht's showing he's ready to play, and I think you give him a chance to play and kind of speed along this process. Again, he was a senior at Tennessee. He played in college for a long time. This is not a guy that's going to be scared of the moment. I like to see him get some minutes tomorrow. Cam Reddish, I think, will get minutes until Jared Vanderbilt comes back. He's kind of a poor man's Vanderbilt. Talked about that before. Cam Reddish, really good defender. Doesn't add a lot offensively. So he might come in for some matchup plays. Gabe Vincent, I think, will be along with Connect, a guy that plays a lot. Obviously, the big deal coming up from Miami a year ago. Most of last year was due to injury, didn't really get to play. I'm excited for him. Jackson Hayes, I think has shown a lot to be kind of the center to spell AD. Max Christie, I think, is the other guy. And you got Maxwell Lewis, Wood, Olivari, Traore. I think it's going to be Christie, Hayes, Vincent, and Connect. And then maybe JHS, he tries to kind of crack him in the lineup and get him some reps. I don't think he's deserved that yet. Christian Wood could be interesting, when he's back. But I think the 4 tomorrow will be Vincent, Connect, Hayes, and Christie. And hopefully those guys add stuff, because it feels like beating a dead horse. Every time last year, the starters will put up unreal numbers, all 5 of them. And the bench didn't offer anything. Dinwiddie didn't do anything. Torian Prince didn't do anything. And these guys, Christie got paid. Vincent's paid. Dalton Connect's a high-profile rookie who some people had going as high as 6 overall, and he fell away the Lakers at 17. I can't wait. I think Jackson Hayes showed last year he deserves time. I really want to see the bench, whatever happens tomorrow, show up and show some signs of life. And I really want to see that, especially from Vincent and Max Christie. Dalton Connect, if he goes out there and has a rough first showing, I'm not going to be hard on him. He's a rookie. It's his first game. You're seeing the talent there, and he's only going to get better and better. Gabe Vincent is the guy that we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for a whole year. We didn't really get to see. And I think he's going to have a big night. In Max Christie, I'd like to see. Kind of had an up and down preseason. Got paid the 4-year, $32 million contract. I want to see him have a good night tomorrow. So moving on to the power rankings. ESPN dropped these today. I'm going to read off to the Lakers came in at 15. I'm going to read you the teams that are ahead of them. The Celtics at 1, Thunder at 2, Knicks at 3, Nuggets at 4, Sixers at 5, Mavs at 6, Timberwolves at 7, Suns at 8, Bucks at 9, Cavs at 10, Grizzlies at 11, Pacers at 12, Magic at 13, and the Warriors at 14. And then our Lakers, they're giving the Lakers a 56.1% chance to make the playoffs. The projected win total is 42.7. So they're putting that at 42.5 in Vegas. So you can go over and under on that. I'm surprised the Lakers are actually this low. I don't agree with the Warriors being over them. I don't agree with the Magic. I guess if you want to say the Magic and the Pacers and some of these teams, like the Eastern Conference is a lot easier than the Western Conference. So yeah, the chance of making the playoffs is definitely higher. They'll probably be a higher seed than the Lakers might be. But I certainly think they should be above the Warriors, the Magic, Pacers. I maybe give the Pacers because of what they did last year. The Grizzlies are a team that obviously the whole John Morant issue last year and then was hurt. Never really got a chance to see Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson Jr. That team should be good, a contender in the West again. And I'm really surprised, for me personally, is how high the Suns were at 8. Like the Suns, I feel like are kind of a poor man's Lakers. They got 2 superstars, a third that's aging, that's really not worth his contract anymore, and Bradley Beal, and a bunch of just kind of guys on the bench. And you're asking a lot of a rookie, Ryan Dunn. And Nurkic has been good for them over the years, but they don't really have a traditional point guard. Booker doesn't play the point super well. He's a shooting guard. Beal struggled. I think the Suns are way too high. And the Suns are a team that, look, they'll probably make the playoffs, but I think they're going to have a lot of what the Lakers had last year, but they're going to be gassed because they have to have their top 3 guys playing, especially Durant and Booker. If they want to even be competitive in the Western Conference, they could be pretty gassed by the end of the year. Top 5 teams, I think the Timberwolves actually heading into the, we'll get to the Minnesota preview in a minute. The Lakers, I think, are being disrespected because of they're the Lakers and people are rooting against the Lakers, and they think that they're probably counting on the fact that Anthony Davis and LeBron, they don't think will play as many games as they did last year. They played 66 games together last year, as I mentioned earlier. I think this bench is going to surprise a lot of people. I think the team's a lot deeper than people give them credit for. Hearing even D'Angelo Russell talking about apologizing for last year, talking about how he's really bought into the system and locked in, and got a coach in JJ Redick that say what you want about him. I'm excited about him. Some people aren't. That's going to be here for a while. So it's really buy-in. It's not like everyone's kind of got their watch on waiting for Darvin Ham to be fired. Austin Reeves. I think this team could, if the bench can carry and give LeBron AD some rest, especially LeBron, they could have a real possibility. If they're not gassed in the playoffs in that 5-game series against the Nuggets, maybe they win that game 2. Maybe they win that game 5. Who knows? So I know I'm being overly optimistic, but I really think that's a real possibility heading into the year. And I think some of those teams should be lower and the Lakers should be higher. But hey, I love it. Disrespect the Lakers. We know what LeBron does when he's disrespected. We know what Anthony Davis does. This team's got a lot of talent. I think they're going to show it this year. Heading into the Minnesota game tomorrow, Minnesota, great team. Anthony Edwards is one of the best players in the whole NBA. He's so fun to watch. He's really a throwback to the 90s, plays tough. I can't believe he's plus 1,000 odds to win an MVP. That seems crazy to me. He averaged almost 26 points per game last year, 5 assists, a little over 5 rebounds per game. His usage rate was 32.2%, which is 5th in the league. ESPN's actually projecting that that's going to go up to about 35%. And he averages over 75 games per season. So, his usage rate is probably going to be going up now that Karl-Anthony Towns is gone. I think the team actually got deeper with DiVincenzo and Julius Randle. Karl-Anthony Towns is a great player, but in that Mavs series, there were times where he disappeared. There were times in that Nuggets series where he disappeared. I think Karl-Anthony Towns, what they got back for him and Dante DiVincenzo, a shooter that can really help Anthony Edwards, because in that series against the Mavs, and at times in that Nuggets series, they were just double teaming Anthony Edwards. There was nowhere to go. No one was helping him out hitting shots. They were the number 1 rated defensive team last year, and that's because of Rudy Gobert, Edwards, and Jaden McDaniels. But Jaden McDaniels and Gobert don't offer you a lot offensively. So that's kind of the give and go of that. Is you're a great defensive team, but when you're losing by 8 in the fourth quarter, it can't just be Anthony Edwards who's going to be showing up and trying to help the team come back and win and hit shots. Naz Reid, I think, could be a breakout star this year. He averaged a little over 13 points per game last year, 5 rebounds, a steal, and an assist. And those numbers even got better after the All-Star break. He improved it to 16 points per game, almost 7 rebounds per game, a steal, a block, and almost 3 threes a game. And that was buried behind Gobert and Karl-Anthony Towns. I know he's technically buried behind Randle and Gobert, but I think Naz Reid's going to have a real opportunity to get some minutes. And in times where the Wolves need to come back, Gobert can't be on the floor because he doesn't offer a lot offensively. And Julius Randle, wishing him the best. I love Julius Randle, but he has had a pretty significant injury history. It'll be interesting to see how he works with that team, because he definitely does need to be kind of ball dominant. And we all know that the ball is going through Anthony Edwards. So it'll be kind of interesting to see how they gel. But I think Naz Reid could be a really, really good player and kind of go into that next upper echelon this year. Anthony Edwards talked about how they need their fourth quarter scoring to be better. They were 27th in fourth quarter efficiency heading into last year, and they were 2nd after February behind the Mavs. So this is a really good team. I think the Anthony Edwards star is only getting brighter. He's really a superstar. I think this team is actually too low on the list. They were 7, if I'm looking right here. 7. Yeah, they were 7. I think that's pretty disrespectful. I think Timberwolves should be at the top of the Western Conference. Oklahoma City's there. The Mavs are there. But Minnesota's going to be a tough test tomorrow night. They're currently favored by 1.5. But it's LA. It's opening night. I'm expecting a bbig performance from our guys. And I hope that JJ Redick and this team got the staff ready to go. And I just can't wait. NBA basketball is back, and it's the best time of year. So thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. And go Lakers tomorrow night. Let's go get a W. Thank you.